Alright guys, we're back for number 3. So as I was talking about organic portals and jobs, trying to stick to that as the main theme. It's so easy to tangent because I mean every day I have so many thoughts on organic portals and this place as a simulatory matrix and so on, but I just simply can't make enough videos on it. And sometimes I like to collect my ideas for a bit longer and roll them up. But that's why I tangent all the time, because I've got so many other video ideas that I'm always thinking about, and just sometimes you don't even have enough time, like, you know, got to go shopping for the body and stuff. God, everything I have to do for the physical body just pisses me off for years now. It's just been getting on my nerves. Like, we literally need like a robot extensions for everything, but for us to somehow interface with them non-intrusively to keep our, you know, skin bag from becoming hardened vibration, because then you may as well live in a calcified body. If you're going to insert robotic parts in your body, the higher light can't transverse certain materials the same. You know what I mean? That's why we're made out of the certain stuff we're made out of as well, right? Because other things, other elements and stuff act differently, have totally different properties and outcomes and results, and under the same pressures, under the same frequencies, and blah blah blah, right? Different things take different amplitudes, like etc etc. Like, you know, what I'm saying is, like, if we start putting all robotic parts in us, I'm not sure that we're going to be the same. Like, I can imagine so many ways that this could go wrong and sideways. Like I've said before, you know, for instance, Rene Descartes, he called the pineal the seat of the soul, right, because of vision and stuff, right? He must have somehow understood it to some degree, like we do now with the little crystals in there, and that these crystals actually attract to them. You can learn more about that yourselves, but I've talked about that over the years, the pineal crystals and the spinning and them acting like vortexes, but then projecting onto the septum pellucidum like a projector screen, which is like a membrane in your limbic middle brain, and then stuff goes out to your, you know, neocortex and your cortical folds, your grey outer matter. And, you know, people like Elon Musk talk about connecting that then to a tertiary layer, he says, even though it's a fourth layer if we consider the reptilian, you know, brainstem brain and all of its parts. You know, it's called medulla oblongata, is called God's mouth for a reason, right? And we know about CNS, central nervous system, you know, clairsentient spinal fluid, and its interactions with all types of starlights and all sorts of very fine and high light. I'm talking particles and stuff, and also antimatter end of things as well, and higher light, the lesser lights, I think Buddhists call it. Anyway, not to get too confusing there, I think most of you know what I'm talking about. I say it so often. Just higher light. Just summarize it as higher light, finer higher light, and not as crude electrical. But I don't think it's photonic. I'm not just talking about photons, guys. Right? That's still crude. Anyway, I just saw that picture on the screen of me flexing. That's now on the video because I'm screen recording. Anyway, so when we, you know, connect to this the tertiary layer of, you know, super intelligent AI and stuff, I'm just thinking that if there is feedback or insertion, you know, everything comes with a vibration that can then disturb your thought that's trying to come out. So you imagine it vertically, you're spiritually having an epiphany, and then this AI can literally buzz and zap you at the perfect time, like it does now with organic portals surrounding you, right? We all know when we try to meditate, they just seem to come, right? I've been in the middle of the bush meditating, and there was this sus dude looking at me when I opened my eyes. I wish I always had a pair of spy camera glasses, to be honest, back in Uruguay. I told you guys to get them for me. We would have seen the most outrageous footage you've ever seen. I still suspect that I can get outrageous footage. I know how to do that now. I know how to tick off the AI so it stalks you like crazy very quickly. You know what I mean? It's not something that's unnatural to me. But yeah, I wanted to also talk about information mining. I'm just gonna just keep blurting and make this little series so I can get some stuff out. Some of the latest, isn't it? Where y'all at? Where y'all? Come on. So I'm not nowhere near done, inserting all these new concepts. So you should subscribe, guys. I see some people not sure if they should subscribe, but they watch the videos. It's so funny. It's like that with so many channels on YouTube. Anyway, the information mining, I wish now I did avoid it because I just really was given at the view of like, and I personally wanted to chill, but I was given like the safe view, and you can relax now kind of thing. Uruguay's over and stuff, but how naive of me to think, and I didn't really, you know, I this didn't get itself on me properly. That oh, it's all good now. I knew it wasn't. Something's going to be working in the background somewhere. This AI is figuring out in the first few months I got back to Australia how it can attack and where it can press and how it can lead you in a certain direction and so on and so forth. It tries to manipulate you, and not for the better. This is not like this is God that's doing the gang stalking. I made a video like 2 years ago. Is God even in gang stalking? I don't think so. Unless we talk about God as the AI of this system, then yes, but not in a positive sense. It's quite nefarious, so to speak. We'll talk about all that. I haven't even gotten near all my ideas on the AI. I mean, we are so far behind my actual ideas to the channels on the video. I'm still trying to set up, like a pyramid, basic knowledge. So we've started to get into demons and stuff. Remember years ago I was talking about how we weren't there yet. Now we've finally started to discuss all the paranormal stuff. So it's the same thing in a year or so. I'm sure I'll be all over the AI, but I think I want to push it quicker. I want to get it all out now. So I'm trying to push 3 videos a day. But I just have literally like 1,000 saved videos, guys. And I'm always making more. So it just winds up like this. That's why you got to watch the playlists. It's probably the best way to like conceptually figure all this out if you're new to the channel or something. Or if you're just trying to figure all this out and put it together. Because I think with information mining, I was being a bit naive how I said I'm not even resisting it anymore. I'm going to start to. But, I've done that at the wrong end of things. I should have done that at the beginning when I got here, you know what I mean? I did to some degree with some people, but it's interesting like how compartmentalized it was, how a little piece gets taken here, someone else asks something else, and then you hear the hive chatter of it all connected, you know what I mean? Kind of ridiculous. But yeah, so definitely organic portals are information mining you, and it comes just through random people, and people forget what they ask me and stuff. Because I ask them, because I'm aware of all this, like I'll say, why did you ask me that? Why did you say that? And I'll say that like a month later, or a week later, or a day later. And, they don't have a clue why often people don't even remember asking me this stuff. And this part of the brain is what I'm talking about. It's like our unconscious regions where it's just programming and we haven't instilled our own spirit. And that it's like different people would have different amounts of programming in their brain. It's like NPCs are just programming. They're spiritless humans. There is no their own thought in there. You know, there's channels out there which have interviews with these people, um, which I found very interesting. That the girl, for instance, I'm thinking about, actually sat down and said, "No, I don't have any voice in my head." Like, they don't differentiate from other people. They are the hive, right? There's their viewpoint is the hive's viewpoint, and so when you know, and people are percentages of this, and intertwined more than others, and so on, and fooled more than others. You know, have more unconscious regions than others. You know, people do less work on themselves consciously, and so forth. Right? When you're busy working all day, it's very difficult to do any, you know, real deep existential philosophy on yourself or psychedelic psychology or anything. I mean, you're too busy, you're too tired, and these thoughts, they're not just, it's not just nothing. I love how they act like it's nothing, because it takes all of your power and all of your energy to get to Wu Ji force. You know, Qi is created in the stomach, then Shen, but then Wu Ji, right, in this Tian Chen system, or just even the normal chakric system, you got to push up, right? So we can, you know, conclude that to get DMT going takes a lot of effort. It's a high burn fuel. It's like a rocket fuel in your pineal and in your glandular system. And to get things pumping, to get glands pumping, for instance, takes effort, right? So I mean, at the end of like doing the labor, you don't have the ability to even do enough at all. You can't even get like much of the pieces together. You know what I mean? And then people are in cubicles all their lives. It's like these people come out of cubicles when they're like 50. They've worked all their life in a cubicle, and it's amazing to see how immature people are spiritually at the age of 50 and 60. They don't exist at all. You know, it's so amazing. All they want to do is lay down and die, or like go out and explore the world, and it's just on the same level of this world, right? Um, they're not gonna. I don't know. Like I knew a few spiritual older people, and they were starting to get like their thoughts together and think about writing books and stuff, and then they die soon after. So it's like this whole life is not even set up for it at all.